What's going on, everyone? So in this video, we're continuing our HTB Academy module using the Metasploit Framework. So we are on the sessions and jobs section. So if we scroll all the way to the bottom, there's going to be 3 questions here. So as usual, I'm not going to go over everything here, but I am going to go over each of these questions. So go ahead and spawn your target system. And I got my Kali Linux environment all booted up. So for this question, it says the target has a specific web application running that we can find by looking into the HTML source code. What is the name of that web application? So first things first, we really don't need command line for this. So we know that it has a web application running. So that's going to be running on port 80. So I already have this loaded up, but to get there, you just do HTTP. And then you do 10.129.82.30. So that's my IP address of the target. Yours will probably be different. So if you hit enter, you should get to a web page looking like this. And you can navigate. You can kind of go through here. But the key thing to find the answer is you want to view the source code here. So what you can do is just right click into the web browser and you click view page source. And then it's going to give you the HTML code here. So if you look through it, at the very top for the title, you can see that EL Finder is going to be that specific web application running. So that's going to be your first answer there, EL Finder. Second question, it says find the existing exploit in the Metasploit framework and use it to get a shell on the target. And then what is the username of the user you obtained a shell with? All right, so a couple parts there. First, we got to get a shell on the target. And then second, we got to get the username of the target. So let me close out of there, close out of here. And then I got my command line. All right, so we're going to run the Metasploit framework. So we'll type in MSF console and get that booted up. All right, so from the previous lessons, to search for an exploit, it's just going to be search and then exploit. So in our instance, it's going to be EL Finder because that was the web app that we found running on the target. So when we hit enter, we're going to get a couple options here. So we can see the bottom two, number 3 and number 4. These look pretty good exploits to kind of dig in to see which ones to use. So we can start with the first one. So this is going to be an EL Finder archive command injection exploit. So let's go ahead and use number 3. And then we'll type in show options to see what we have to enter in for the parameters in order to exploit this target. So the first one is going to be the remote hosts. So we'll go ahead and set that. So that's going to be set our hosts, and then that's going to be the IP here. So 10.129.82.30. And then, of course, the local host. So I'm going to set that to my tunnel adapter, which is VPN'd into HTB Academy. And then you can see the IP address displayed there. All right, so if we do show options again, I believe we have everything filled out that is required. There we go. All right, so we'll just type in exploit and give it a couple seconds. All right, so it looks like it did open up a interpreter session, which is great news for us. And then any moment now it should drop us into that shell. All right, there we go. So now we have a interpreter shell on our target. So in the instructions, it says, what is the username of the user you obtained a shell with? So if you remember in the notes in the tutorial, there was a little cheat sheet that kind of shows you how to get around the interpreter shell. And instead of kind of looking up the cheat sheet up here, you can just actually type in help here, and it's going to give you all the commands for the interpreter shell. So we're looking for a username, how to get a username. So if you go up to system commands, you're going to see this command called get UID. And it says get the user that the server is running as. So let's go ahead and type that in. So get UID. And we have www-data. So that is the username for the server that we are on. So the third answer, I'm going to go over in another video. So in this video, we kind of went through a couple of the questions here. We found out the target web application, and then we also found out the username of the user that we had to shell with on that server. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, and we'll talk to you guys later.